What if tomorrow isn't just a date, but a revelation? Why is Taehyung's Typefae Photobook making the world hold its breath? What do we really know, and what is being carefully hidden? Asterisk, asterisk, is it just a photo book, or is it a message disguised in paper, ink, and silence? Why did Taehyung choose the word type? And why does it collide so boldly with the Chinese character Fei, a symbol that can mean not, wrong, against, or even beyond? Why announce it quietly, without noise, without countdowns screaming across every platform, yet somehow manage to make the entire global fandom restless, sleepless, and emotionally unprepared? And most importantly, why does tomorrow feel less like a release date and more like the opening of a sealed letter the world was never sure it was ready to read? As the clock ticks toward the global release of Taehyung's Typefae Photobook, anticipation has grown into something far deeper than excitement. This is not the loud anticipation of a comeback stage or the explosive thrill of a chart race. This is a quieter, heavier kind of waiting, the kind that settles in the chest and refuses to leave. Fans are not just asking what the photobook will look like. They are asking what it will mean. They are asking what Taehyung is trying to say now, at this precise moment in his life and career, through images instead of songs, through stillness instead of sound. Tomorrow, the world will finally hold Typefae in its hands. But tonight, the questions are louder than ever from the very first whisper of its existence. Typefae has felt different. Taehyung has always treated visual art as more than decoration. Fashion editorials, magazine covers, and behind-the-scenes photographs have long been his silent language, a parallel universe where he expresses what cannot be sung or spoken. Yet this photobook arrives at a time when every move he makes is examined not just as an idol's activity, but as an artist's statement. There is no such thing as coincidence anymore. Not with Taehyung, and not with a title as deliberate as this one. The word type suggests categorization, labels, boxes the world loves to place people into. The character, Fei, resists that instinct. It negates, challenges, and disrupts. Together, they form a contradiction that feels intentional, almost confrontational. Is Taehyung rejecting the types imposed on him? The visual, the idol, the global icon, the safe image, the expected narrative? Is he asking the viewer to reconsider how they see him, or how they see themselves? No official explanation has been offered, and that silence is part of the power that in an industry driven by constant explanations, constant reassurance, constant exposure, Taehyung has chosen restraint. The teasers released so far have been minimal, enigmatic, emotionally loaded without spelling anything out. Shadows dominate light. Eyes look away instead of directly into the camera. Poses feel introspective rather than performative. Every frame seems to ask the viewer to slow down, to sit with discomfort, to observe without immediately understanding. This is not accidental. Taehyung has spent years proving that he is acutely aware of how he is perceived. He knows the weight of expectations placed on him from debut to global superstardom. He knows how often the world thinks it knows him, how quickly narratives are built and flattened into digestible stereotypes. Typefae appears to be his quiet resistance to that flattening. Tomorrow's release is global, and that matters. This is not a limited regional project, not something meant only for a niche audience. It is an invitation extended to the entire world, regardless of language, culture, or background. Photography, after all, is a universal language. It bypasses translation and speaks directly to emotion. By choosing this medium, Taehyung is ensuring that whatever he wants to convey cannot be reduced to subtitles or mistranslated quotes. Yet with global reach comes global scrutiny. Fans are bracing themselves not only for beauty, but for vulnerability. Taehyung has always had a way of revealing himself sideways, never fully direct, but never completely hidden either. His artistry thrives in the space between clarity and ambiguity. Typefae feels like it will inhabit that space entirely. The emotional charge surrounding this release is impossible to ignore. Across social media, fans describe feeling nervous, excited, and strangely protective all at once. There is joy, yes, but also a sense of gravity. This does not feel like content to be consumed quickly and moved past. It feels like something that will linger, provoke discussion, perhaps even divide opinions. And Taehyung, an artist who has never shied away from complexity, seems fully prepared for that. Why now? That question echoes everywhere. Why release a deeply personal photo book at this point in time? Why not wait? Why not make it louder, flashier, safer? The answer may lie in Taehyung's evolving relationship with fame. Over the years, his public presence has become more selective, more intentional. He has spoken before about the importance of protecting one's inner world, of choosing what to share and what to keep sacred. A photo book allows him to control the narrative without explaining it. It offers access without intrusion in that sense. HYBE may be one of his most honest projects yet. Honesty does not always look like confession. Sometimes it looks like refusal. Refusal to smile on command. Refusal to fit neatly into expectations. Refusal to simplify oneself for the comfort of others. The character, HYBE, embodies that refusal. It is a quiet no in a world that constantly demands yes. What will the images reveal? Early previews hint at contrasts, softness paired with tension, elegance disrupted by rawness. There is a sense of isolation in some frames, but not loneliness. Rather, it feels like chosen solitude, a reclaiming of space. Taehyung does not appear to be performing for the camera. He appears to be existing alongside it, unbothered by whether the viewer understands him fully. That may be the most radical aspect of this release. Fans have long admired Taehyung for his emotional intelligence, his sensitivity, his ability to articulate feelings that others struggle to name. But HYBE seems less interested in articulation and more interested in presence. It does not promise answers. It promises an experience, and experiences can be unsettling. There is also the question of legacy. Taehyung is no longer just participating in projects. He is curating a body of work that will outlive the moment. A photo book is archival. It freezes a version of the artist in time, preserving not just how he looked, but how he felt. Years from now, HYBE will not be viewed in isolation. It will be read alongside his music, his performances, his interviews, his silences. It will become a reference point. That awareness likely weighs heavily on him, and yet he proceeds anyway. Tomorrow's release will undoubtedly spark waves of reaction. Some will focus on aesthetics, praising the visuals, the styling, the atmosphere. Others will dig deeper, analyzing symbolism, connecting dots, constructing theories. There will be admiration, confusion, emotional overwhelm. And there may also be discomfort from those who prefer their idols uncomplicated. But discomfort has always been part of Taehyung's artistry. He has never been interested in being merely palatable. He seeks resonance, not approval. As the hours pass and the world edges closer to the release, one thing becomes increasingly clear. HYBE is not designed to be understood instantly. It is designed to be revisited, to be felt differently depending on the viewer's own state of mind, to change over time. Perhaps that is the greatest surprise of all. An era obsessed with immediacy. Taehyung is offering something that demands patience. In an industry addicted to noise, he is choosing quiet intensity. In a world eager to label and define, he is presenting a work titled HYBE, a direct challenge to the very act of categorization. Tomorrow, when the photo book is finally released globally, the questions will not disappear. They will multiply. And maybe that is exactly the point, because HYBE is not asking to be explained. It is asking to be encountered, and once encountered, it may be impossible to forget.